So dogs like Holly are dogs that we consider very high maintenance. They're going to need a lot of um, grooming and husbandry and that type of stuff in their future as they grow older. This is a dog that's going to be going to the groomer probably every 6 to 8 weeks. But our short-haired dogs as well, we need to get them good with handling and restraint, because there's also things that we will come across with them as they age where we need to handle either their feet for nail trims, their ears for cleaning, if they have a tick or something that you need to inspect or remove that's on them, any of that stuff, veterinary procedures. We want our dogs to be good with the handling of their bodies. So what we're going to show you is basically how to handle our dogs and teach them to accept the manipulation of their bodies and us touching different areas on them. Okay, so anytime we're going to start doing this, we obviously want our dogs to be in a calm or calmer and more relaxed state. This is not something that you want to try to attempt while your dog is really over-aroused, high energy, jumping all over the place. So we want this, we basically want hands to mean to our dog to relax and calm down. So all of these things are going to start with just some gentle massaging and getting them to just relax and calm down. Okay, so with our dogs on a leash, we can start doing things like touching their ears, massaging them like this. Good. And so this is where your verbal markers come into play, because a clicker might be a little bit more difficult to use in this setting. So I'm going to use the word good to mark when my puppy is doing the right thing. And what that is basically allowing me to touch these areas of the body and accept it in a calm manner. So I'm gonna, again, so she's getting mouthy, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to wait. I'm gonna look in this ear. Good. I'm going to look in her eyes. Good. And again, marking with the word good after every successful interaction. I'm gonna lift up her head. And if your puppy is being very squirmy right now, like she is, this is good. I'm gonna wait for her to calm down. Good. And then mark the calm again and reward. So the key is that everything is just really, really relaxed in this setting. So if your puppy is really worked up, we want to work on getting them nice and relaxed and just calm. So I'm going to just run my hands down her back. Good. So we are going to go to the feet now. This is a big one. Think of all the people that have issues cutting their dog's nails. Good. I'm going to start with just massaging the foot, marking that, rewarding. Grab the foot again, maybe mess with the nails a little bit. Good. And as our puppies get better, we can work on holding for longer durations, like holding their feet for a longer period of time, becoming more intense, like maybe flicking the nails, just making it seem more of what would happen in these situations, right? Like we're gonna get our nails clipped, so that's gonna involve, that's gonna involve like a little pressure on the nail. So we just kind of want to mimic all of those things that our puppy is going to experience down the road. Hold the paw again. Start to massage it, maybe feel in between the paw pads. Good. So that's basically what we want to do in all areas of our puppy's bodies. So eventually, when they get older, and especially if you have a puppy that is going to be a dog that needs to be groomed regularly, or any of those things, you want to make sure that they have a lot of handling experiences that are nice and pleasant and associated with positive reinforcement. So with this dog specifically, we are going to introduce her to a brush, and we want to do the same thing, right? We want to take this slow. The best time to start introducing your puppy to being brushed and combed in any of these things is when there aren't any knots, or it isn't a situation where we need to get the work done. We want to make sure that our puppy, again, has really good associations with being brushed. So if we are constantly brushing knots out of our dogs and making the experience uncomfortable, they're going to learn to not like this tool. So anytime I introduce a tool to a dog, I let them inspect it. Good. I'm going to mark the fact that she bumped it with her nose and inspected it. Good. Because what happens is when we pull out these tools and our puppies don't have a good association with them, just the sight of this tool is going to cause our puppies to run. So showing them, good, the items that we're going to use, again, associating them with positive reinforcement is going to give our dogs a different association with this specifically. So now what we're going to do is start to brush our puppy. And again, just going in small little sections. I'm going to start right down here on her chest. A couple strokes. Good. Mark and reward. Good. And so I'm going to, again, do this as my puppy tolerates it. Good. And if they are able to handle more, we can challenge them to handle a little bit more, maybe a little bit more intensive brushing. And if they are having an issue with it, we're just going to scale back and move slower. And you might find that different areas of your puppy's body have different reactions. So one of the things that I want you to kind of be aware of when you are handling your dog is that maybe there's different areas on the body that are giving a different response. And so we can look at these areas as a traffic light, right? We have a green area, a yellow area, and a red area. Green areas are areas where our dogs or puppies are okay with being touched. Yellow areas get a little more sensitive, and red areas are generally off limits. So what we can do is work from green areas to yellow areas to red areas to make our dogs more comfortable with the areas that maybe they don't like to be touched as much. Good. So again, I have the puppy on a leash, so it can't get too far from me. And you can see that she's definitely no stranger to being brushed, which is good. So I can work a little bit longer on her body without her being upset by it. And that's what we're looking for. We don't want to get our puppies into the habit of having a negative association with being brushed.